Across the world, societies have formed and thrived around written rules, shared ideals, and a vision for their future. Some of these ideas have lasted centuries, evolving yet enduring as the foundation of nations. These are the world's oldest constitutions, a testament to humanity's enduring pursuit of justice, freedom, and order. From the medieval charters of Europe to the revolutionary documents of the Enlightenment, each constitution tells a unique story of resilience and innovation. In this video, we'll journey through history, uncovering the oldest constitutions still in force, discovering the values they enshrine, and exploring how they've shaped the world we live in today. Let's dive in and see how the legacy of these early frameworks continues to influence our lives. The UK Constitution of 1215, known as the Magna Carta or Great Charter, is one of the most iconic constitutional documents in history. Signed by King John of England at Runnymede on June 15, 1215, it emerged as a peace treaty between the king and a group of rebellious barons who were frustrated with John's rule and heavy taxation. Though initially a practical solution to a political crisis, Magna Carta has become a symbol of the rule of law and individual rights. Here are some key aspects of Magna Carta. Limitation of monarchical power. Magna Carta was revolutionary for its time, as it placed clear limitations on the power of the monarchy. The document specified that even the king was subject to the law, setting an important precedent in constitutional governance. Rights of free men. The charter contained clauses protecting the rights of free men from arbitrary imprisonment, safeguarding against unjust punishment without a fair trial, and ensuring the right to justice, a foundation for concepts like habeas corpus and due process in later legal systems. Taxation with consent. Magna Carta stipulated that certain forms of taxation required the consent of the King's Council, a group that would eventually evolve into Parliament. This laid groundwork for parliamentary oversight and representation in taxation, influencing constitutional principles in the UK and beyond. Influence on future constitutions. Although most of Magna Carta's original clauses have been repealed or replaced over the centuries, its core principles endured, especially its assertion that leaders are not above the law. This influence extends globally. The Magna Carta inspired constitutional ideas in documents like the United States Constitution and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Evolution and legacy. Magna Carta was revised several times in the years following 1215. However, it remains a foundational document in British constitutional history, with 3 of its original clauses still in force today. These clauses address the freedom of the English Church, the liberties of London and other towns, and the right to due process. Over time, Magna Carta transformed from a practical peace treaty into a powerful symbol of liberty and justice, revered for its enduring legacy on the principles of governance, justice, and human rights worldwide. The San Marino Constitution of 1600 is one of the world's oldest written constitutions still in force, making it a remarkable artifact of political history. San Marino, a small republic nestled within Italy, prides itself on this long-standing document, which has guided its government for over 4 centuries. Here are some highlights of this fascinating constitution. Founding principles and governance. The Constitution of 1600 formalized San Marino's republican governance, preserving its status as an independent state. San Marino has maintained a unique governmental structure, rooted in the ancient Roman tradition of a republic with elected officials. It features a dual leadership system with 2 captains regents serving as heads of state, who are elected every 6 months by the Grand and General Council. Legal framework and structure. San Marino's constitution includes 6 books, or sections, known as the Statutes of 1600, detailing laws covering everything from governance to criminal law. These statutes provide the legal backbone of the Republic, and though amendments have been made over time, the core principles remain as laid out in 1600. Checks and balances. The San Marino Constitution outlines a balanced system where power is distributed among different branches of government. The Grand and General Council functions similarly to a parliament, serving as the legislative body responsible for creating laws, while the captains regent act as executive leaders. San Marino's system emphasizes rotation of power and accountability, with each captain regent serving only a brief term. Commitment to democracy and rule of law. The Constitution embodies San Marino's commitment to democratic ideals and rule of law. Its system of governance prioritizes representation, with a relatively high degree of citizen participation in decision-making for such a small state. This enduring democratic tradition contributes to San Marino's reputation as a stable, resilient republic. Legacy and symbol of independence. Despite its size, San Marino has maintained independence through centuries of shifting European political landscapes, in part due to this solid constitutional foundation. The Statutes of 1600 underscore San Marino's long-standing dedication to sovereignty, law, and republicanism. This constitution is a symbol of the republic's identity, resilience, and commitment to governance free from foreign influence. Though small, San Marino's constitution is a powerful reminder of the endurance of democratic ideals. It stands as one of the earliest written affirmations of republican principles, representing the continuity of governance that has allowed San Marino to maintain its sovereignty for centuries. The U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1789, is one of the most influential and enduring constitutions in the world. Drafted after the American Revolution, it established a framework for a new government, balancing power among three branches while embedding principles of federalism and individual rights. It remains the world's oldest written national constitution still in use. Here are some key aspects of the U.S. Constitution: structure and the three branches of government. The U.S. Constitution outlines a system of checks and balances between three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. This separation of powers was designed to prevent any one branch from gaining too much control, aiming to secure a balanced government that would be responsive to its citizens. Legislative, Congress, comprising the Senate and the House of Representatives, is responsible for creating laws. The Senate represents states equally, with 2 senators per state, while the House represents the population proportionally. Executive, the President, as head of state and government, is responsible for enforcing laws, directing foreign policy, and serving as commander-in-chief of the military. Judicial, Supreme Court and lower courts. The judiciary interprets laws, ensuring they align with the Constitution and protecting citizens' rights. Federalism. The Constitution created a system of federalism, where power is divided between the national government and the states. This division allows states to maintain significant authority over local matters, while the federal government handles national and international affairs. The 10th Amendment reinforces this structure, reserving powers not explicitly granted to the federal government to the states or the people. The Bill of Rights, ratified in 1791, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, known as the Bill of Rights, guarantee individual freedoms and limit government power. These amendments protect essential rights, such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press, the right to bear arms, and rights related to due process and fair trials. The Bill of Rights is foundational to American values of liberty and justice. Amendment process. The Constitution's framers anticipated that future generations might need to adapt it, so they included an amendment process in Article 5. Amendments require a rigorous approval process, 2/3 of both congressional houses and 3/4 of state legislatures. This adaptability has allowed the Constitution to evolve over time, with 27 amendments addressing issues from voting rights to presidential term limits. Influence and legacy. The U.S. Constitution has served as a model for many other nations, inspiring democratic principles and constitutional frameworks worldwide. Its emphasis on individual rights, representative government, and the rule of law has had lasting global influence. The Constitution's flexible yet stable framework has allowed it to adapt to changes in American society while retaining core principles, supporting a political system that remains resilient after more than 200 years. The U.S. Constitution's strength lies in its balance between flexibility and enduring principles. It has endured as a testament to the framers' vision for a government that is both empowered and limited, a living document that embodies the aspirations of a democratic society. From the Magna Carta in 1215, laying the foundation for rule of law, to the steadfast Statutes of San Marino in 1600, and the adaptable U.S. Constitution of 1789, each of these historic documents reflects humanity's enduring pursuit of justice, stability, and democratic ideals. These constitutions have not only stood the test of time but have also shaped the frameworks of governance worldwide, inspiring countless societies in their own journeys towards self-rule and liberty. But these aren't the only constitutions with a rich legacy. In Part 2, we'll continue our exploration, diving into other foundational documents that have defined nations and endured for centuries. Join us as we uncover more of the world's oldest constitutions and the lessons they hold for us today.